Keeping up with our motto, let learning be a joy and teaching a pleasure, here we are with the remote teaching and learning process to bridge the gap. Happy learning, students! Today we are going to start with Class 8 Science, Chapter number 9, Disaster Management. Topics which I am going to cover during this session are earthquake, its causes, effects, and precautions. These pictures shows different type of disaster that you have already learnt in your previous standard. And they are storms, earthquake, floods, accident, and fire. Now, let us quickly recall what is a disaster. A sudden event that causes large-scale damage to life, property, and social aspects of a nation or society is called a disaster. Disaster is of two types. Number one is natural. Example of natural disaster are earthquake, floods, and storms. The second type of disaster is man-made disaster. And the example of man-made disaster are fire, leakage of chemical gases, bomb explosion, and war. Disasters that you are going to study in this chapter are earthquake, landslide, and fire. Today, we are going to start with earthquake. Movements in the interior of the earth release tremendous amount of energy. This causes seismic waves leading to the movement of the earth's surface. Such vibrations in the earth crust is known as an earthquake. As shown in the picture, the shocks and the waves formed in the interior of the earth spread on the surface in all directions. The central point of the earthquake is the point above the epicenter on the earth's surface. Strong waves at first reach to the epicenter. Therefore, major loss occurs near to that area. Shocks occurred due to an earthquake can be mild or intensified. The machine or instrument which records the earthquake is called seismograph or seismometer. Picture shows the seismograph, how it looks like. There is one more picture which shows how seismograph actually records the reading. This reading is finally plotted on graph and the intensity of the earthquake is measured. Intensity of earthquake is measured in the scale which is called Richter scale. It is a scale of number to tell the magnitude or power or the intensity of the earthquake. Charles Richter developed Richter scale in 1935. Earthquake of magnitude 10 or larger cannot happen. The largest earthquake ever recorded was of the magnitude 9.5 on May 22, 1960 in Chile, a country situated along the western seaboard of South America. Now, as you can observe in this picture, there are different types of different magnitudes shown ranging from 2 to 8. That is starting from 2, 3, 4 and till 8. So, the earthquake with the magnitude around 2.5 or less, it is usually not felt, but it can be recorded by the seismograph. When we move in the upward direction, the intensity or the magnitude of the earthquake goes on increasing. As you can see over here, the highest is 8. If the magnitude of the earthquake is around 8 or greater, then that earthquake is really very dangerous. It can destroy the total community near its epicenter. Now, Let us see the causes of earthquake. Volcanic eruption and meteors falling on the Earth's surface can cause earthquake. Mining and construction of big dams even can lead to earthquake. Underground explosions, for example, underground atomic tests, can also lead to earthquake. Water percolate through the cracks of the earth. Due to the tremendous heat, the water converts into steam. The steam formed tries to come out from the loosened earth's surface, causing earthquakes. Now, let us have a look at effects of earthquake. Loss of human beings, wild animals, and pets. So, the ecosystem destruction takes place due to the loss of biodiversity. Economic loss at large scale, as electric poles, pipelines, houses, buildings, roads, railway tracks, all this get destroyed. So it results in a huge economic loss. Earthquake can also lead to the change in the direction of the flow of rivers and streams. Possibilities of fire in the cities increases because of the earthquake. If there is earthquake at the bottom of the ocean, it may create tsunami waves also, and thereby large-scale destruction of coastal region is possible. Level of water table also changes because of the earthquake. Now, let us see the precautions to be taken at the time of earthquake. We should be aware about the precautionary measures so that if ever we are in a situation where we feel earthquake, we can take these measures and we can try to protect ourselves. If you are at home, then do not get scared, and instead of running here and there, stand still at a one place. Either sit on the floor or below the bed or any furniture, as shown over here under the table, and cover yourself. If there is no table or any other shelter, then sit in any corner of the room and cover your head by folding your hands around it. If you are in a vehicle or outside the houses, then park your vehicle at a safe place and sit inside it. Do not wait near or below the tall buildings or the electric pole as shown over here. And you should also be away when you are inside your house. You should be away from the big furnitures, windows, etc. While you are sitting on the wheelchair, pull the brakes and cover yourself, cover your head specially with your arms. If ever you are in a crowded place and you feel the earthquake, then don't panic, sit at one position and cover your head with your arms. Now, these were the precautionary measures to be taken at the time of earthquake. Let us see what we should avoid doing during an earthquake. As shown in this picture, you should never turn on the water supplies, electric supplies, and the gas supplies. You should remain away from these supplies. Don't use elevators during an earthquake because there are chances that if electricity is cut down, then you may get stuck in the elevator. So instead of using elevator, you use stairs. Then instead of using the instruments in which fire is there like candles and lighter, use torch during the time of earthquake. Do not enter the damaged buildings or the houses. And also be alert to the possible aftershocks that might occur, because it may happen that after the single big shock, there are chances that aftershocks might occur after the earthquake. So you should be alert to take precautionary measures as soon as you feel the aftershocks. Do not use phone unless it is absolutely necessary during an earthquake. And you should pay attention only to the information from genuine authorities like the news channels and the information which you receive from the IMDb department. Don't believe in rumors, because in this type of situations, chances are there that rumors spread very easily. So these things you should avoid during an earthquake. Now, earthquake resistant or earthquake proof buildings. The construction which do not get damaged due to the earth movement up to a certain limit are called earthquake resistant buildings. To construct tall buildings, Indian Standard Institute has made some code of conduct. Buildings are constructed as per Indian Standard 456 and earthquake resistant constructions are performed as per IS 1893 and IS 13920 criteria. Advanced technology is used for earthquake resistant construction. Let us see few examples. As shown in this picture, foundations sunk into bedrock avoiding clay and rubber shock absorbers to absorb the earth tremors. Computer controlled weights on the roof to reduce movements. Birdcage interlocking steel frames, as well as the steel frames which can sway during the earth movements. Outer panels flexibly attached to the steel structure. So these are the different advanced technological methods which are used to make earthquake proof buildings. There is even provision for different types of facilities that can be availed during this type of situation in huge buildings, like open area where people can assemble if evacuated, roads to provide quick access for emergency services. Even the buildings are made with the fire resistant material. To get prior intimation about the earthquake, modern equipment like laser ranging, very long baseline, Geiger counter, creep meter, strain meter, tide gauge, tilt meter, volumetric strain gauge, etc. are used. This is all about this session. Thank you so much.